Daily.
Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, AR promises radical change for Windhoek. Government has not done enough for SGBV, says LPM. Gender Ministry calls for cooperation on SGBV issues. And Namibia and Japan strengthen ties in sport.
The affirmative repositioning movement introduced its candidates that will take part in the local authority elections next month for the city of Windhoek. They vow to transform the city through radical interventions and bring an end to challenges facing its inhabitants. Describing Windhoek as a city without direction, the council candidates led by Chief Activist Jopam Panda, who is running for mayor, said they bring a highly skilled youthful team that is diverse and geared on solving some of the socio-economic challenges through radical transformation interventions.
When the issues of land surveying are there, we are sorted. When issues of law comes, we are sorted. When issues of education comes, we are sorted. When issues of IT and students, particularly students, come, we are sorted. This is a diverse team that is unique. Just go and look. Now you have seen these activists. Now go and look at others. What is it that they are offering, and what is it that we are offering? What is it that we have? What is it that they don't have? We can confidently say we have not seen a lawyer being sent to the city of Windhoek. Okay, probably we are prepared to be corrected. We have not seen a land surveyor or a surveyor technician that has been sent to the city of Windhoek. We have not seen a person with people's organizational skills and psychology being sent to the city of Windhoek, particularly in the current environment where we really need psychosocial supports and things like that. This is a team, ladies and gentlemen. The city is going to be in good hands, and it's all up to you. The choice has always been in your hand, and if you vote for corrupt people, you are not going to be a victim, you are going to be an accomplice.
The candidates are Ilse Kister, Priscilla Haita, Stanley Kavetu, Simon Amonime, Isdo Kamati, George Kambala, Nasunga Lukwimbe, Nathanael Kalolo, Kenneth Namolo, Abed Nego Shishiveni, Trudy Herze, and Dibulkeni Nuyoma.
You will see in terms of our commitment, we make a commitment through a set-out plan that we will eventually reduce the rate and taxes by 12%. And who also stands to benefit is the homeless, who live in constant fear of their homes being demolished by the city police. We will put an end to homes and shacks being demolished by the city police.
Our local settlements shall continue to be characterized by race and class. And you know what I mean by race and class? Where the rich are still evident at the one side of Windhoek and the poor at one side of Windhoek. And that will result into increase of crime and conflict between the classes we are talking about. The informal settlements will continue increasing as the population increases. As a person who was born in informal settlements and raised from informal settlements, I understand the pain of being called informal. I mean, why should I be referred to informal? Why should I be referred to illegal?
All unnecessary tenders will be cancelled, jobs will be provided to the unemployed, who will be permanently employed by the city. For example, there are no reason why the city cannot provide security of its own building, produce their own uniform and build its own houses. It's very shocking. You go to the city building opposite this one, you find a security company contracted to guard a building of the city, while you have a department of city police under the city. You go here, the city police officers, just here opposite Mitco, you find a security company contracted to guard other police officers. So Ramatex will be reopened to serve as the factory for the production of uniforms required by the employees of the city. So the tenders for city police currently held by South African company will be discontinued, and this will be produced at Ramatex. So what we are actually saying is that we are going to have a Ramatex, a city Ramatex, a manufacturing enterprise that is going to look in terms of producing city police uniform, cleaners, all employees of the city, even those that picks up dustbin at our house. So we are going to have a specific program that is going to be engaged in making sure that all those uniforms, and it's not only going to be limited to the city.
The activists also criticized the SWAPO-led council's recent decision to leave the Association of Local Authorities of Namibia, stating that by doing so, it has abandoned its national moral responsibility to other towns as the leading municipality in the country. They say the current leadership does not inspire confidence and that the capital is in dire need of a visionary young team at its helm.
Get some more vibes with our range of girls' must-have dresses at only $99.95. Totally casual or totally cool. Wear it your way. Only at Ackermans.
The Landless People's Movement LPM has alleged that the government's swift response to the demands of the hashtag Shut It All Down nationwide protest against sexual and gender-based violence SGBV is mainly because of the upcoming regional and local authority elections. Landless People's Movement spokesperson Joyce Muvengwa said that the Namibian government is just trying to stall the protest instead of addressing the ongoing wave of gender-based violence and femicide in the country.
We are having 30 years of a lot of things that are said. The Prime Minister probably said 2-3 in-depth things that I agreed with, but the President per se did not really say anything. The President did not say anything, and even that which the Prime Minister responded on is definitely just going to be words, because we know that it is elections time now and they want votes, so they are probably just going to respond that just to do away with the protesters. But I'm sure it's not going to, because what they are saying is not even pragmatic. We have not seen anything on what they said yet. They have not done anything yet except for considering what the PDM Winnie Mongo has said on the sex offenders registry. But as for now, we want to see action in it. They have said a lot of words, but nothing has been done, and especially what the President said was just vague. Yes, it was vague. I think it was something to be seen as they doing something about it.
Muvengwa added that SGBV is a worldwide issue and that LPM has identified one of the main causes of SGBV.
Sexual and gender-based violence has become an issue of serious concern and of great urgency, where the government really needs to look into it. The current rulership really trivializes serious matters, and personally it aggravates me. Our stance basically, first of all, we have to look at the root cause, the root of GBV, in which, as we are doing research and all these things, it seems like this is not really an only Namibian issue, but it is a global issue. When you look at different countries, we don't even have to go far. You look at South Africa and other countries, the United States and all. And basically, it leads us to one cause and one root, which is patriarchy. Patriarchy may be one of the main causes, maybe not the only, but it is definitely one of the main root causes of sexual and gender-based violence. And we need to find amicable ways and solutions how to deal with it.
The LPM also says that the party has been researching solutions to curb SGBV, which they will present in Parliament.
Okay, big deal day is now on all weekend. That's 2 more days of saving with big deals like Pocomo Wheat Bix at an incredible $18.99. Rick Coffee at a low $64.99. Store Country Spread, a super saving at $28.99. And Sunlight hand washing powder now just $47.99. Big deal weekend. This weekend only at OK. Owners you can count on.
The Deputy Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare has called on the public to cooperate in the fight against sexual and gender-based violence, saying that such a task should not solely be left to the ministry and the police alone. Earlier this week, the Deputy Minister of Gender, Bernadette Jager, visited the site at Wolfish Bay, where the remains of the 22-year-old Shannon Wasserfall were found a few weeks ago. Addressing stakeholders later at a gathering, she urged community members to start cooperating with the law enforcement by providing them with information, as suspects mostly consist of neighbors, friends and family members. Jager said it's time for Namibians to walk free in the street once again.
So many a times the Namibian police are struggling to get these culprits apprehended, to get these culprits caught, because the communities remain numb on the whereabouts of those that they suspect or those that they know are the culprits of gender-based violence. We should really hold hands and work 24 hours around the clock to make sure that our communities remain safe in this country and to make sure that we curb this monster called gender-based violence.
She also visited the family of the late Wasserfall, accompanied by the Irongo Regional Governor, Neville Andre Itope, Wolfish Bay Mayor, Emmanuel Wilfred, and the Urban Constituency Councillor, Knowledge Ipinge.
That we must hold hands. This is an evil that has been fallen on our society. We call ourselves the land of the brave. Namibia is one of the countries that has drawn so much praise from the world. And we should be proud of that. But once we start showing the world that we are a country, no more land of the brave, but a land of an evil society, we should also learn as a society, as citizens of this country, to stand up for one another, especially in times like these.
She said the government is doing its best to review current policies and strategies to see how they can be changed in order to ensure that citizens are safe. She adds that it has become an unfortunate reality that women are also becoming involved in gender-based violence cases.
I'm in a meeting.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Okay, let's get right into it. Can we talk about the Q2 fiscal report? Ricardo, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Pewa. Well, it's clear we're feeling the economic headwinds. Profits have leveled and we're...
First place!
Sorry, guys, it's my dad.
Did you hear? I'm in first place. And I just broke the lap record.
Dad, I'm a bit busy here.
Oh.
Okay, where?
Oh, sorry.
2020 just got crazier in a good way. You can now enjoy fast, reliable and uncapped internet at 25 megabits per second with Speedlink Lite Plus at crazy prices starting from as little as 898 Namibian dollars.
Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
The Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service and the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology of Japan recently signed a memorandum of cooperation in the field of sports. After a sterling performance by the Namibian senior men's rugby team at the Tokyo 2019 Rugby World Cup, the nation created good ties with the people of Japan. Thus, the ambassador of Japan to Namibia, Hideaki Harada, is confident that the new ties will build good relationships going into the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2021.
I am confident this memorandum of cooperation opens a new phase in the happily existing friendly relations between the two countries through cooperation in various fields, especially in that for sustainable and inclusive development. During the Rugby World Cup that took place in Japan, same season last year, the Namibia rugby team, which develops excellent relationships with the people of Japan, in particular the citizens of Miyako City, where the rugby team had a training camp. This friendship will be further deepened on the road to the Tokyo Olympic and Paralympics Games next year, where Miyako City will again host the Namibian Olympic and Paralympic teams. I hope the signing of this MOC, Memorandum of Cooperation, would not only further strengthen the relations between our two countries, but also will lead to the further exchanges and mutual understandings between the people of Japan and Namibia through sports.
In her statement, Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service, Agnes Chongarero, welcomed the new ties with Japan, stating that the agreement will assist to promote sports development in the two countries.
The Memorandum of Cooperation aims to strengthen the ties of friendship between our two countries, promote and unite collaborations in the field of sport on the basis of interchange, recognition, mutual benefit. The main points within this agreement, it's not just those three, but I took out some, and that is construction of sport facilities, development of technical expertise, and other areas that the participants, the two parties, consider necessary for achieving the desired cooperation. It is always good to have friends. It is always good to make friends. And it is always good to have people who can always assist. And we are very grateful for this cooperation which we are going to sign, because we know this will assist us in several ways.
The cooperation signed between the two ministries will last for 3 years.
My vote is a gateway to opportunities.
My vote is a reflection of my aspiration.
My vote expresses my versatility.
If you are 18 years old and a registered voter, make the first time count. Get to the polls on the 25th November 2020 and vote for the candidate, political party or organization of your choice in the regional council and local authority elections. Make your mark with a cross on the ballot. Do what is right and be part of the decision. Namibia votes.
In other leading stories, speaking at the inauguration of the new state-of-the-art Namibian Police Forensic Institute, President Hage Geingob noted that the institute is not only expected to enhance Namibia's ability to administer the rule of law, but also to support its existing institutional framework, noting that it is therefore crucial that the police force is not only provided with access to the latest technology, crime-fighting methods, but is also represented by highly professional officers that are of impeccable character and conduct. Geingob stressed that shortly after independence, government recognized the need to establish a forensic science institute to keep up with the advancement in technology in solving sophisticated criminal matters and to provide forensic evidence whenever it is required by the criminal justice system. On crime in the country, Geingob emphasized that over the past 2 decades, Namibia has experienced some gruesome murders, mainly perpetrated against women, adding that government will not rest and will leave no stone unturned in pursuing efforts to ensure that perpetrators of such heinous crimes are brought to book. The president further noted that the police must redouble their efforts to prevent crime and solve crime swiftly, adding that we simply cannot have a situation of cases remaining unsolved for years. The president therefore appealed to the judiciary to be aware that as an equal partner in Namibia's development, they hold the sacred trust to ensure that dangerous criminals are not given bail. The judiciary must tighten the loopholes and laxity that are present in the criminal justice system to ensure that victims of crime and their families receive justice.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The Popular Democratic Movement leader McHenry Vanani took to the Central Business District to engage various street vendors after they wrote to the party, airing their concern over the constant harassment by the Windhoek City Police officials. Vanani has urged the City Council to consider introducing street vendor support. Japheth said this is inhumane treatment toward ordinary Namibians. Philemon said this must come to an end. Classic said perhaps they should allocate a place for them to sell. Erasi questioned why the PDM president is addressing the vendors at a time when the elections are near, adding that like other politicians he is campaigning for the city council elections. Polo said people should vote for change and get a new mayor and council for people to be allowed to sell on the streets. Kangeli said this should not be about political parties and asked why the vendors would be chased away for trying to make a living. Mike said the ruling party and the city of Windhoek are doing well. Polu said so women who struggle to feed their kids are seen as the problem, while those that rape are treated humanely. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
A look at the weather forecast. The Namibia interior, partly cloudy and warm to hot in the southwest, but very hot in the Zambezi region. Elsewhere, partly cloudy and hot with a few thunder showers, but isolated to scattered thunder showers in the north, central and eastern regions at places. The coast, partly cloudy and cool with fog patches at places, and the wind moderate to fresh southerly to southwesterly. Now a look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
He has to listen to the information. Now, that information needs to interpret it and then convert it, and that part of the brain will then absorb the information. I think it will be a huge opportunity. You know.
What is your true purpose, and how will I commit as a leader to continue?
When you speak about the communication and how it's being received,
how do you relate to people? I mean, those respect, love, those are the crucial things before you build the solutions.
Win free airtime with hashtag #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. SMS your feedback, name and town to 555. Hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
When you're saying things that degrade women, for me, number one, I am not there, because that is basically what I don't believe in. I don't stand for things that degrade women.
What do you think we can add? What can we put in the basket? First of all, let's put Blossom back in the basket.
Look at the person like, man, let's do a song.
Let's do something.
Just
let's
like
collaborate.
Let's collaborate. Just
Americans were claiming us.
Yes, exactly. To the rest of the world, they belong to us. Namibia, Baba, Namibia.
I'll help you carry on.
Creating music and putting some stuff out for the people who've been supporting me, that's definitely something that's next on my list.
Let's talk about the coronavirus outbreak here in Africa. How do you get people to regularly wash their hands when water is scarce? How do you get people to work from home when majority of Africans work in the informal sector?
People are dying and suffering.
More importantly, how do you get a vibrant and dynamic continent to stop in its tracks? Welcome to The Breakdown, BBC Africa's COVID-19 special program, helping you make sense of the crisis.
Win free